partners, and this can be attained through effective communication. Communicate your needs, communicate your desires, communicate as openly and as honestly as possible. The other person cannot know what you need and fulfill it without you communicating it. So please communicate. Tell your husband, you know what, when you touch here, my whole world ceases. Please keep touching there. When you do this, please communicate. Even during sex in itself, we need to learn to communicate. And this, I'm not referring to the artificial things we are being taught by our traditional singers of you have to have a rhythm of some sort. Ooh, ha, 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 hoo, hoo. No, I'm not meaning those. Communicate according to what you're feeling. Stop the deception of acting. You get? I've had so many examples that people even fake orgasms. You see, you're not helping yourself. And the thing is, your partner will only be happy with the truth if they actually see you reaching the place they want you to reach. So let's communicate and communicate with honesty. If you feel ahaha, then say ahaha. Don't say wululu. You see, I don't know if that's clear, but let's communicate during sex, after sex, before sex, and all the time. Communicate. Create time as a couple and talk about sex in itself. You don't have to talk about it only when you're having it. This is good, this is bad, stop it, continue. No, you can have a discussion, most likely in a place which won't compromise you. On those dates you're always going for, on those trips, on designate time and have an hour, have 30 minutes where you evaluate your sex life as a couple. Speak, you're like, you know what, this year things have been really good. I liked it when you did this and this. But Munaya, when I tell you, I give you compliments, sometimes you change your strategy and spoil things. So how about you be doing this and this? Like, communicate the things. Just speak out, because the person cannot read your mind. You see, and you don't want to live all your marriage life so unhappy, and your partner thinks he's rocking your world. 20 years down the road, you tell him, you know what, I've never enjoyed. That's not fair to anybody. You wouldn't want someone to do it to you, please don't do it to your husband. So effectively communicate. Good doctor of communication, let's take all those communication skills from our other aspects of life and put them into our sex life. Speak. You get, speak. And we need respect and trust. We need to trust each other all the time. Don't bring occasions of mistrust. And the more you be deceptive, you're breaking your partner's trust. Let's build respect and build trust by honest and communication. Have clear expectations. If you want ABCD, please communicate to him ABCD. Don't go around with X, Y, Z, W, and X. You see, you'll confuse him from there. Clear expectation. This is back to communication. Have agreements on sex. There are some things which you can agree on. Like, you know what, this is this. For instance, I'm just going to give you an example. For instance, the clear example that comes to my mind. You know, sometimes how like a man just wants there and then for you, by the time he's wanting, you're not yet in the mood, you'll get in the mood tomorrow, but one. Sometimes you can have an agreement. You're like, you know what, when you want, it's not necessarily that I want to. So how about we agree that if you want in the morning, you alert me so that psychologically I start preparing so that we compromise maybe at lunchtime, we have some, or in the evening, we like have an agreement on some of these aspects, and this is doable. Even the man, he will know, like, you know what, if I want my wife to give me some tonight, I'll have to communicate to her in the morning and keep reminding her maybe in the day with some emojis, so that in the night it's an assured deal, not to just fall on her and surprise, I'm inside. You see, so have communication and agree on some aspects within your sex life. Equality, please be fair. Ladies, let's be fair. You cannot starve a guy for 3 weeks. You see, even if you're going to reward him for the next, I don't know, 10 rounds per hour. No, that's unrealistic, of course. But I don't care what the reasons are, but you can't starve the other person unless, okay, I understand sometimes reasons are really, really obvious, like your health is not okay, like maybe you're pregnant and uncomfortable with a sexual act. I understand some of these health-related reasons. But if you have no reason, you're 100% healthy, let's be fair. Let's be fair. You can't keep starving the guy. You can't keep rejecting him. You think about it. If a guy every day he rejects you, a point reaches when you give up. So let's not put our husbands in this position. You reject him too much, he will become something you don't want. You see, let's be very fair in our approaches. Speak about everything that could be hindering your interest in sex, and it's okay to talk about these things. It's very okay. And say, you know what, I would want to have sex, but I don't feel turned on. Like, I don't really feel the emotion there. Let him knock himself out turning you on, you see. But at least communicate it as that, not just no, I have a headache, no, I have a stomach pain. You start forging periods, which periods are not there. Have a common goal and common values. There are those things you'll have to put on ground and say, you know what, our sex life is ABCD. There are things beyond which we shall not do. And that's an agreement you can make between the two of you, not somebody else dictating for you the terms. There are things which are comfortable for some couples and uncomfortable for some. For some people, oral stimulation could be okay. For some, it may not be okay. Consider your husband's interests, your own interests, and come to common goals and values during your sex life. This is the only way we shall have healthy sex life. And trust me, the sex of a relationship determines the health of everything else practically, as hard as that sounds. Yes. Oh, okay. There are so many reasons why we have the factors that affect sexual health. I just want to run through these ones very fast before we go to the questions. I have 2 minutes. Yeah, so there are biological factors, abnormalities, old age, sicknesses, injuries. These are things we can always explore with our marriage mentors and our counselors, and be sure that some of these reasons, if they require medical attention, we seek the medical attention in time instead of just sitting on them. Some of the factors why someone's sex life could be affected could be biological factors. Some are environmental factors. Ladies, we know the place you're in matters how best you enjoy the sex. You can't have sex and the visitors are in the other room. You can't have sex and oh my God, the previous place we were staying at, our bedroom was near our neighbor's kitchen, and you'd practically hear everything they're saying, and would be here trying to force life. You know, you bite a pillow, you do all these things. But the truth is, it's very, very hard to enjoy when the environment you're in is not comfortable. So we need to remember that the environment in itself also matters. That's why you get creative. Okay, we can't move out of this house for now. How about we get some time and we go outside? We get places that are more comfortable. Let's go for a vacation. Let's go for a retreat. Let's go for this and this. You get ways of effectively and comfortably enjoying your sex life and revamping it without compromising. Environmental factors, even your lifestyle in itself. The privacy, I've talked of it, the place you're at is very, very important. Psychological factors, like difficult family relations can hinder your sex life, bad sexual experiences, if you've had a bad experience before, or your partner has had a bad experience. We need to be very, very keen, because also men do get sexually abused. And sometimes we take it lightly and we don't understand how much of a trigger it is for them. So in case your partner has had bad sexual experience, please let's be mindful and know that the triggers are this, and try to work as cooperatively as possible so that they also enjoy their sex life. And if you're the one who was abused sexually and there are things which trigger you into thinking about what happened to you, be very honest with your partner. Tell him, you know what, every time you touch my cheek like this, I remember my rapist. Please don't do that. Every time you do this, or if it happens, please just reaffirm to me that I'm safe, reaffirm to me that it's okay. You see, communicate. You're like, every time I get these emotions, they turn me off. How about you do this to help me recover out of it? Then also, disinterest in partner. Jude gave an example of somebody whose breath, there are things which could really be a turn off totally. For you, psychologically, you cannot connect with a person because you have no interest in the person. Maybe the interest disappeared. Too high expectations. You come into a marriage thinking your bedroom is going to be a porn video. They're going to be swiping you from east to west, north and south. Truthfully, you can try and attain that, but let's sometimes be reasonable and realistic as possible to manage our own expectations, to reduce on the disadvantages. There are things you might do, but not every single day. You see, I'll give you an example, guys. You see these movies. I saw a movie and there are these romantic scenes whereby the chick grabs the guy's shirt and tears it. I don't know if you've seen those kinds of movies. Like they tear the shirt, chwa, and then they grab each other. And so I tried it one time. Guys, the shirt jam. Do you know the shirt refused? No button even fell off. I didn't know that these things in the movies, the shirt over is already broken, over cut, I don't know. But some of these things, you have to manage your expectation. I thought I'm coming to marry to tear shirts, to bang him on the wall and refold those ends, you see. But then you realize, when he bangs you on that wall, you're not the same again. In the movies, they're not falling on an actual wall. So it's very good to be creative. Have sex everywhere you can, especially when you still have the two of you or your children are not in the house. Have sex everywhere. Enjoy the compound, explore, enjoy everything as much as you can. But remember, it has to be comfortable and healthy. It shouldn't, it's a very thin line into becoming an abuse. Yeah. Then the tensions and the pressures, express them and deal with them. Also, psychological factors include pain, deaths of loved ones, and stress. These are things we can deal with and be understanding as much as possible. The last factor that affects our sexual life is addictions. This is addictions like masturbation, drugs, alcohol, and these are addictions that continuously affect our interest in sex. A take home, just a take home for the singles. Develop a sense of worth, even the married, develop a sense of worth, active self, like you have a sense of self-worth so that you have active consent. Value yourself enough to be able to say, you know what? No, I can't do that. I won't have sex with you right now. We are not yet married, and walk out of the room. Have a value in yourself. Know you're so valuable that there's nothing which you should compromise on just because of someone's happiness. Know yourself enough. Equip yourself with medically accurate and statistically reliable information about STDs and STIs. Understand the definition of healthy sex activities, which we've discussed already. Explore cultural messages and media portrayal of sexual activities and relationships. Examine them and see what's real and imagined. See what's fake. Please don't just go into things because everyone is saying pull your things until they're dangling in the legs. You don't have to do it because everybody's saying it. You see, first evaluate, is it good for me? Is it bad for me? And make a decision that's informed. You understood? Explore cultural messages and media portrayals of sexual activities. Because everybody is saying now we can use the anus for sex, doesn't mean that you also go there and put yours for being used. Evaluate things, see what is what and what is wrong and good for me. Know how to access and use healthcare services. We have hospitals. As funny as we talk about these hospitals, they are very equipped. They are counselors, they are psychiatrists, they are psychologists. You can walk into any government hospital and you get the help that you need. If you're determined enough, you'll get the help that you need. We have doctors who are willing to serve at any cost. You see, who are willing to serve, who are willing to give us this information. Please access the healthcare services that you require. Don't die in silence. Be able to form and maintain healthy relationships. That's a decision you have to make. You see, sex for couples. Please, couples, be honest, be flexible with change, with growth, you see, with positions, with words. Be very flexible. Don't be rigid too much. The thing is, sex becomes boring, like becomes a routine. Don't be too rigid. Be flexible. Be honest. Communicate constantly. Be patient with the person. Be patient with your man. Be exclusive and build trust. Let's be faithful, guys. We can actually survive on one man. Please. Be selfless. Sex is about pleasing your husband. And if you be selfless, you'll actually enjoy much more. Focus on your partner, not necessarily all about you. About me, touch me, enjoy me, make me feel like this. No, it's not me. It's about the two of you, and focus on him so that you both can enjoy. Encourage a reset button on your sex life. Always reset. You see, you can always go back and do things differently and new. I love this so much. I love this, and trust me, it's changing our lives. Set fact-finding nights. Specifically, You set a night where you're going to find out new stuff about your sex life. That's the day to explore. Bite his toes and see how it is. He tell you, it's nasty. You chill it. Now bite the finger and see. Okay, guys, don't go biting your man. But I'm saying like a fact-finding night whereby you're finding out things. What are things that trigger him? Don't be predictable that every day you have to touch A, B, C, D. It's his nose, his head, and his ears only. Please find new facts about your sex life and the sexual pleasures of your husband. Third last, encourage creative foreplay and post-play. Encourage it. Whenever he does something nice, say that was very good. Please keep it up. I would love it if you continue to do this one, if you did this for longer, etc. Increase frequency to improve your man's timing during sex. We're always complaining that our men last too short, but if you give him long enough, trust me, his timing will increase. A man who has starved for 3 weeks, you don't expect him to actually have sex for 20 minutes. No, he will go in and come in one round. Yeah, don't neglect your husband because of children. For us who have children, remember that your children need their daddy. If you're a single mother, it's not very nice. So don't neglect your husband just because of your children. And it's always okay to start over. In case you've undergone divorce or any form of breakup, no, it is okay. You can find love again. Just abstain while you're single until you get a man who the Lord ordains to marry you. Sex, married people, are you listening? Sex is not just hardness and wetness. It is emotions that come with hardness and wetness. Thank you very much, guys. God bless you. May the Lord improve our sex life. May we enjoy the blessing of sex in our marriages. And may we have a blast. Any questions? Any questions?
Thank you.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Liz. Liz, thank you very much for the session. It was very, very beautiful. I have learned a lot. There are some questions that I've picked from the chat. Yeah, there's one.
Okay.
There's one particular one. Someone is asking: is scheduled sex healthy for marriage? Like when you schedule it, like a timetable of sorts. Maybe let's do 2 days or once on a Wednesday or Sunday, according to their schedule. But is it healthy for marriage?
Okay. My answer, guys, remember, you can always come in and add something. In my view, I think it's very good to be spontaneous. It's very, very good. But also it's very nice to also have a bit of a structure. So depending on how things are working for the two of you, you can plan. If you see the scheduled sex is too monotonous or too boring, you can throw in some bits of spontaneous sex. But the truth is, the schedule, I don't disregard it too much. Why? Because it's very helpful. Mentally, you're both ready for that schedule. Let's say you said we shall always have sex every Friday of the week. That means you're both guaranteed to have sex Fridays of the night, no matter what's happening. You see how healthy it becomes? It's very good because every Friday you are sure you'll have sex, you won't miss. Compare just relying on spontaneous things. Because on months when you're not spontaneous, that's how your marriage begins to suffer. So I think it's good to mix that too, depending on your characters, depending on your comfort for the both of you. So spontaneous, you can't rely only on being spontaneous because sometimes things suffer in the long run. But it's very good to plan. I would recommend a plan.
Liz, I think
Yes.
people are sending you direct messages, so maybe you can also try to check.
Okay. Yeah, I'm saying. Yeah, it's very good, but also planning is very good, especially for family planning. Because if you're doing family planning, depending on which one you're using, now for Catholics, the way we are encouraged to do natural family planning, it's very good when you have a plan in place based on the cycle, based on the nature of your situation. So schedule is good, but it's good also not to rely on the schedule permanently. You have seen a
Okay, there's
question
another
here.
question.
Yes,
Yes.
Claire.
Someone was asking that what's the best way to give sex education to my siblings who are younger than me, and what are the boundaries of the information that I should share?
Okay, that's a very good question, because I personally, I think I'm doing that with my siblings. It depends on their age. That's number one, because sex education is age. It depends on the age of the person. You can't go and start saying the things I'm saying right now to a 3-year-old. You traumatize the kid. So it's very good to see where they are at. Number one, first find out what do they know. You see, as you're jazzing with them, you're like, by the way, have you heard of sex? Then you let them jazz, you let them talk, and then as they're talking, they'll give you clues of what they have heard and what they know. And depending on their age, you can also know this is appropriate, and you encourage them to always come to you. For instance, if a child is in senior 2, definitely they've had sex somewhere. They've heard about it, not that they've had it. So you can ask them what they know, and you begin from there to start building on the knowledge. But basic should be abstinence. You encourage them, you know what, sex is good, but only good in marriage. Let that always be very clear. Try to abstain. And this doesn't mean that you have to encourage abstinence only when you're abstaining yourself. It's good to use your own example. Tell them, you know what, I did not abstain. That's why I'm telling you guys the importance of abstinence. You get? I didn't do it. But if you're doing it, you're like, I am doing it. It's hard. I'm your elder sister. It's hard, but I see benefits. These are the benefits. These are the good things. These are the bad things. So please, let's discover together. Any day you have a question for me, let's come and discuss it. But try to avoid having sex before you're married. Try and motivate them. And if your siblings are in the marriage class, the marriage kind, you can try and find out what do they believe about sex really. Do they believe in faithfulness? Do they believe in ABCD? And have that discussion in a mature way in their level. So based on their level, first find out what they know and then build on that slowly so that you guide them into the right path. But also manage your expectations, because by you telling them doesn't necessarily mean that they will follow everything you're telling them by the word. Be very flexible in case they don't listen to you. Still be there when they come to you in regret or after when they are facing the consequences. That's the best I can say, unless someone has something to add.
Yes, I just wanted to add something. This is Monica about the teaching your siblings. There's what we call teachable moments. I mean, you really can maximize that where, there's something on TV. Recently, for this month, we've been reading the book of Sirach as a family, and there's where we reached Sirach 23. It talks about sexual sin. So that was an opportunity for me to guide the ladies especially. That reading was so powerful. So there are those teachable moments we need to maximize. And then if you're shy, that's why there are these seminars. Of course, COVID has changed things, but there are seminars. I remember I had to send my son, our son to Masaka for a seminar, and when he came back, he had so much information, like it was a week, and you know that where you're sending them, they're going to get accurate information. So you can sponsor them. They've been seminars like in Emmaus, in church places, even our parishes do have some seminars where these people can benefit from. Sometimes it's hard to speak to your own, but you send them and then they'll benefit. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Monica. Thank you very much. There's somebody in the comments who has said, my worry is if you're a virgin and you find out that your fiancé has ever had sex, isn't that being unequivocally yoked? Isn't it a good point not to continue with the relationship? That's one of the questions. I think it's not necessarily that you're not yoked at the same pace. Things do happen, and we need to know that you actually can have a good and healthy sex life with somebody who has had sex before. But as long as your intentions now and his intentions are, somebody has their microphone on.
Batusa. Batusa, kindly mute.
Batusa, you can mute her. You can mute her.
I don't have the ability to mute her right now. Maybe you can help me do that.
Okay. Yeah. So yes. I've muted her. I was saying, I don't think necessarily that should be the end of your relationship just because somebody was sexually active before. If everything else is checking out, we need to exercise a bit of mercy on others. People do things because of very different reasons. If you're on the same page and right now you're sexually in a healthy place, you're willing to abstain together and grow till marriage, there's no pressure from his side that you need to have sex with him now, or anything. There's no other reason that the relationship needs to end. Please do not end it on this basis because you can still have a healthy sex life with this person even when they've had previous sexual encounters. That is my view as an individual, that ourselves, we are serving a God who is very forgiving. We need not to be hypocrites and fail to forgive some things. Because somebody has a past, you hold their past on their forehead for the rest of their life. No. Based on his present to make your decision, not on his past. And deal with his past by the grace of God. Is there someone who wants to add something on this answer? If you're a virgin and you find your fiancé has had sex before, is it that you're not equally yoked, or it's a good point? Is it a good point? It's not a good point to continue with the relationship. Okay.
Liz, I think you've really said it, and I want to encourage this person. The way the world is hard, to get somebody who has not may be really difficult, and we really all have our pasts, and if you're still a virgin, we thank God for that. It's a great gift. Please keep it, and then be open to life and not judgmental if the other person failed. You may find if you're giving him marks, he may score 90 and it's only that one where maybe he failed. So you're able to compromise or lower your standard, because getting somebody equally who has not had it may be very difficult, and you may miss Mr. or Mrs. Right, especially the males. Many of them get involved because they explore peer pressure. Of course, as females, we also have those we also have the pressures, but you find for them, they are more vulnerable to experiment in that area more than us, the females. So we have to be a bit lenient, but the issue is, of course, you discuss it, and if he has opened up, it's like marrying a man who has a child before. I mean, it may be that the way that child was conceived, he was also maybe ignorant, he was young, and then you can say, for you, you have a child, for me, this thing can't work. Yet he's generally a good man. So those are some of the things. And then you can meet people who can talk to you. While there are those where it is already a character, which is default. I mean, he just is sleeping with everyone, everywhere, and then you're supposed to accept that as it is. If you're ready for such, you go ahead. But just know that this person might easily continue even in the relationship. And then for us who may not be virgins, sometimes these men use that against you. Even I've seen in our prayer groups where somebody says, did I find her a virgin anyway? So he's like justifying his behavior even in marriage because he didn't find you a virgin. And really it's a great disappointment because, as we said, many of us get involved different reasons. Some people are raped, some, I mean, it's not something that we should use against anybody. But if we discuss it and we see the circumstance, you really see this one, I can give this person a chance in my life to share my life. Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor, so much. Thank you for that. Allow me to brag. Dr. Monica is our marriage mentor. So hearing her speak, no wonder my head just can't stop doing this because she's so wise and amazing. Thank you, Dr. Monica. Yeah, there's a question here. People talk about certain times when they get sexually high when they are with their partners and they fight against it. But is it normal for one to be in a relationship and they have never experienced it? Is it being sexually abnormal? I don't know if my question is clear, but I think I understand that for them, they've never got a sexual urge that has brought any form of challenge. It could be that you're super ordinarily in control all the time, both of you. But otherwise, please, doctor, you can talk about it if it's abnormal or not, because I don't know if there could be medical aspects that explain it.
Yes, I think it's really abnormal. In fact, when we are having that discussion as a family here on that Sirach 23, I told them that it's normal to have the sexual feelings, the hormones are in play. I mean, you can't say, and if you don't have them, actually, you have a problem. So you just have to live with and learn to control. There's something, okay, sorry, I got distracted. There was a question which was asking me, I think there's a part I haven't got very well from Liz, was asking me, how do you know that a man has had sex before? I think it's difficult. You can't tell whether you look at that organ, how you may, unless he opens up to you. And when we are in really true love, want to continue the relationship, those are some of the things that somebody is free to tell you, actually, this is what happened to me, this is what I did at this stage and that stage. And that honesty comes, I mean, it should really come out than you getting surprises after you've said, I do. And that's why we say take time. And when you're taking time, those are some of the things, the areas maybe you're asking, you're exploring to find out about the past of this person, especially in that area. So you cannot tell, even when he's unfaithful for the marriage, if he went out with somebody, it's hard to know just by observation that this person has had an away match or something like that. So we depend on trust. We depend on, sometimes God by reveals. We had a friend those years, I mean, at campus, she got a dream, the boyfriend being unfaithful. And that day, she decided to make an announced visit, and she really found somebody in the house. Sometimes you're lucky that things can be revealed to you in a way, but for that area, you cannot see and know that this organ has done this thing. Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Monica. There's a question here I see that sent to me privately. Sometimes some men threaten to leave if you don't give in to their needs. Even when you have agreed to have after marriage, I think have sex after marriage, then we are forced to give in order not to lose them. So how do we go about that? Guys, you can never compromise. Let me tell you, the funny bit is, this guy is not willing to give in to your needs. He's not willing to give in to your needs to wait till marriage, but you're willing to give in to his needs and compromise today. I think that's not fair. If he wants to leave, please, let's be confident enough to let him leave. Because if somebody is going to leave you because you failed to sleep with him, he will leave you for another simpler reason. I want us today, all of us, we are how many people? We are 22 people in this listening right now. I want us to know, ladies, you are not defined by the man. You can have your life and live it to the fullest of its potential, whether the marriage works out or not, whether the relationship works out or not. So please, let's not put ourselves in these vulnerable places whereby, my God, I'll lose him, I'll never be the same again, will I ever get another person? My friend, you'll get another person and you'll get even a better person. Be reminded, if someone puts you in that condition and gives you an ultimatum of that nature, that is somebody who doesn't respect you. And feel free, because that's a sign, let him go. If he wants to go, let him go, you'll get better. That is all I'm saying. We don't need to compromise just to make the other person happy, because why? It's like someone telling you, you either cut off your throat or I leave. What are you going to do? Of course you let him leave. So see it in that way. If he wants to sleep with you, yet you agreed previously, what makes you think that he'll actually stick around after he has slept with you? That's the same person who has just changed their mind. So don't. That's too serious and it's very common, but please do not give in. Don't give in. That's the reason. Just leave him to go. You'll get somebody else. Yeah. Hope I've answered that one. I saw another question down here. I think we've already. What do you have to say on the rampant seductive sexual behaviors this day and WhatsApp status and Facebook, including married women, some claiming it's for their husband, and for non-virgins, if they are willing to abstain with you and not cheating, it's okay. Okay, I think the rampant seductive sexual behaviors these days, I think we just need to guard ourselves. We need to really guard ourselves because these days there's so many things that are going on social media. Be very active and very proactive for your own sake and your own mental state. If you're in a place where you want to guard your sexual purity, you need to make sure you sieve what you see or what you hang out with. The friends you're hanging out with, what do they judge about? The platforms you're on, what are they encouraging? The thing is, if somebody has the courtesy to put their naked body, you saw the gentleman, I think some of you saw the gentleman who entered this meeting today while they were masturbating on video. And they're in this meeting. But the thing is, by the time somebody can put their body parts out there, it doesn't matter the reason. There's no reason for me to send to my husband a message through WhatsApp, which is seen by the public. Some moral things, we need to just go back to our ethics and our basis. You get, what is the real intention you're putting your bums on Facebook? What is the real reason you're putting your thighs on your status? If you want to send it to your husband, inbox him. Undress in the evening, let him see the thighs properly. You don't have to first put it on Facebook for everybody to start commenting on your stretch marks for him to actually see it. Me, I see that as perversion. And in my belief, I believe that is not good whatsoever. There are things which are meant to be sacred and there are things which need to be kept to us. But guys, ladies especially, we don't need to seek approval in the wrong places. Because Facebook, you have 1,000 Facebook likes, doesn't make you a likable person. You get? Because people have all commented with thumbs up on your whatever status, you're selling yourself short. The more you expose out there, the less value you have in yourself. You see, if your boobs are always on Facebook, then what will men want to see? Everybody will just come to do you and leave. So we need to be very conscious and not be pressured into these things. If your Facebook page is not being seen by as many people as you want, please do not market yourself negatively. Because what you feed out there, now you've shown them your vagina today, what will you show them tomorrow? Because they've already seen it, you see. So there's no point anymore. I'm being as honest as that. We need to be very, very, very careful because the world we are in is not our home and it's rotten anyway, but we can't rot around it. We can't leave it to just impact us in any way. So we are Christians and we need to stand firm against all odds and not sell ourselves short. That's my view. It doesn't matter how rampant things get, but me, my body will not get on Facebook. If they don't want to see, let them not see. But we don't need to sell ourselves that way. Another private question has come in. If at all you have had sex with your partner and you are not married yet, you feel like stopping it right away and wait till marriage, how best can you go about it? Okay, thank you for your honesty, my dear. This is true, but the truth, I want you to first know that it's difficult. So that when it gets difficult, you're not alarmed. But if you've made a decision today that you're not going to have sex anymore, the first thing you need to do is have a conversation with your partner. Tell them, you know what? I don't want to have sex anymore until we are married. That's a decision I have made. And don't let their reaction to your decision impact your decision. Some of us, you go tell the guy, you know what, I'm not going to have sex anymore. Tomorrow you have it. And you're like, oh, thank you. And the guy loses trust in your words. So you come and tell him again and do the same. Within no time, every time you tell him, I don't want to have sex, he just smiles at you. You need to be firm and make the decision. If you're the one who has made the decision, I don't want to have sex anymore, please have no sex anymore. And don't put yourself in positions that will compromise that. What do I mean? You're at his place, you're putting on his t-shirt and no knicker. You're at his place, you're putting on cleavage and no trouser. You're going to spend a whole weekend with him. Know yourself, like the example I gave at the beginning. For a fat girl like me, I don't lose weight easily. So as I'm eating my potatoes, my cassava, my whatever, I know I'll pay a price double. I'll have to put in hard work double compared to the skinny girls who eat anything. So if you've tested the waters and you've eaten something, you know how sweet it is, and the man is still in your life, you have to put in extra effort. Don't be together in the dark. Don't be alone. Try and avoid all occasions of sin as much as possible. If he has come to visit you, get him another place to stay. You see, if he's sleeping over, get a third party who can at least control you. You see, But seriously speaking, we need to be conscious, and this is a deliberate act. You decide, like, you know what, I won't have sex. And if you're deliberate about it, you actually will make it. If you fall, you'll know why you fell. Learn from it and make sure you don't repeat the second that second thing. Don't be rude to the guy. Don't cause fights every time he implies or something. Those won't work. Make it here. Let your decision be here and be serious about it. Remember, every time you have an encounter, you're breaking your bond and it's impacting you. That's what I think I can say. If someone can add, yes, please.
There's another question.
Okay.
Does anyone have something to add before I ask the next question? Okay, so the next question, someone sent a message privately. They're saying, my boyfriend and I have been having sex since Form 5. We are now addicted to it. We even leave mass and class before time just for it. But I feel like our relationship is based on sex. How do we break this addiction? One of us is always failing. That's the question.
That's very good. I'll request someone to tackle it because it's a bit related to what we've just talked about. Someone who can talk, then I'll add on.
Susan is quiet.
Susan. Liz, what do you think they should do? They feel they're addicted and they keep failing each time. This is a reality and it's true. And as painful as it is very true. But I want us to remember that the grace of God is sufficient. Never get tired of going back to God, and don't give up. Don't get tired of like losing weight. Don't get tired of losing weight. You'll gain, you lose, you'll gain and lose again until you keep losing and get what you want. So don't give up. Keep trying. Keep trying. But both of you need to have a conversation. When something keeps happening and happening again, that means there's something which is not happening right. For instance, what are the reasons you have been failing? What are the reasons you both have been failing? Somebody's audio, Tricia? Okay, so what are the reasons? You need to sit down and you both ask yourselves, why have we been failing? Why do we leave mass? Like by the time you're standing up in mass to walk out, that means you both have signaled each other in some way that let's go get it on. You see? So that is not helpful. We need to make a conscious decision and actually stick to it, like I had just said. But also, you need to reevaluate the reasons why you're failing back, you're falling back all the time, and then minimize on the causes of the failure. If being together too much is the problem, the one trick, let me tell you, my husband and I, we abstained for as long as we could. As long as we could. But the few times we were very successful is because we actually devised a way to involve other people. You involve them unknowingly. Don't tell them like you're coming to stop us from jumping on each other or something. But every time you're going to see each other, you make it in such a way that you're not alone entirely. If you're alone by the two of you, you're in a public open place because you want to hamper yourselves in public. So you're either in public or you have somebody else who is there. Even if it's just a phone call, I could call. I'm like, you know what, Fausta, I'm at this guy's place. Can you come over? That in itself, in my mind, I know anytime she'll be knocking on the door. She might delay for 2 hours, but because I know she's on her way, it helps me. That's why it's very important to even have people that who keep us accountable. Eh? For instance, you call somebody who you know will keep you accountable. Like, you know what, my feelings are going off, they're going off. I'm seeing this guy, every time he blinks, I'm melting away. That person will speak to you because they know your values, they know what's going on. So you need somebody who will keep you accountable. It could be a friend, it could be a mentor, but you need someone who will keep you accountable so that you snap out of it and get ways that to distract yourselves. There's a time we even devised a method. Every time we are super horny and high those ends, we recite a rosary. Guys, would recite the rosary so fast, but by the time you're done, actually the feelings have minimized. You see, you're so up those ends, but you kneel down apart and begin the rosary. By the time the rosary is ending, one of you actually has come back to their senses. I'm not saying that will work for everyone, but devise everything. Devise everything. If it means you, there's a time this guy kicked me out of his room. You see, like you could see he's all over the place. He told me, get out now. We hadn't had any conversation yet, and he kicked me out. Sometimes you have to take drastic measures like that. You're like, you know what, leave. I can't see you. I can't hug you. Get away from me. You see, so, but it takes a lot of courage. You can't just keep blaming it on your weaknesses because that's not helpful. And the thing is, you're sowing mistrust in your partner. They know that this chick doesn't mean what she says. No matter how much you're keeping falling, both of you, but that's what you're communicating to each other. The time you're married, you start suspecting each other of so many things that are unreal or non-existent. Anyone who wants to add something? Guys, I can see you're all there. Please add something. Hope, Susan, Jackie, Nankunda, Caroline, Kasozi, I see you guys there. Add something.
Hey.
Hey, Susan.
Hello. For me, I'm just enjoying. I can't even believe what is happening. You people have over-matured. But just to add on that, really, if you have your values in times of trouble, the instinct is just to run away.
Yeah.
It just like Liz said, also us when we're dating, it happened several times. You just get into the place even before they offer you a cup of water, someone is telling you, man, let's take a walk. Really? And then, of course, then you get used to that rather than staying there and giving to temptation. Abstinence is not a joke. It's a real sacrifice. You love somebody, you'd want to be with them, but you have your values that are more important than what is at stake. And if you just risk just 1 minute, it's gone and you're nowhere. I mean, you've started and you've fallen into the trap. So the best way is always to run. However painful it is.
Susan, for that. Please, guys, let's flee. Let's run. Eh? Run. It doesn't mean you model away, but run with all your strength. Yes, no modeling. I see Nansubuga Florence has raised her hand. Nansubuga, was that a mistake? I see Nansubuga Florence. We have 20 minutes to conclude.
Okay, so thank you so much for the opportunity. I wanted to add something. Like for us in a relationship, sometimes you have a similar communication. Maybe you can say the angels have to celebrate and not the devil. So maybe you set up, and maybe when feelings have come and you're almost giving in, you're like, the angels have to celebrate. So the other person will understand and maybe get back to their mood. So some words that can remind you of your values can be of helpful. Sometimes the body can communicate differently from your mind. You know, you don't have to do it, but the body is saying, man, you need to do this thing. So always remember. And then, like, if you have that common word, the angels have to celebrate. Let us not give the devil a chance. That can really work sometimes for us. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's an amazing way. So she has shared what has worked for them. I would like to ask someone else to share what worked for them as they struggled to flee. We all know doctors say that if you didn't have the feelings, then you are abnormal. So that means all of us here have had the feelings one way or another. So please share. I see Trish, you put up your hand.
Please, I can't
Yeah.
raise my, sorry.
Okay, I'm going
So
to.
you guys, Nasubuga's hand is still up. Anyways, I want to re-emphasize. I put it in the text that actually having someone you're accountable to is really important. For me, it has worked for me. Like, I mean, have those friends that you know, and because I told someone about it. Like I advised someone to actually do that, and he's like, by the time I don't think about fearing God, you think I'm going to fear? You think I'm going to fear what? You think I'm going to fear a mere friend? But the truth is, when you have a friend and you're going to do something and you feel like, what will Kaka think? Like, if Kaka found out about this, would she even still believe in me? Like, would she even still think I am this cursive girl she always knew? Yeah. So it is very important to have a friend who you're accountable to, who you feel like you can't disappoint, and then talk to them about things. You don't have to necessarily open up and tell them, yeah, you know, you see this. If you're not comfortable with that, tell them, and you ask them, how do you think you can do this and do all with it? Or, and then something else, have a friend or a group of friends you can pray with, and share the word of God with. Going to church is not enough. When you're sharing these things constantly, trust me, you'll not talk about how your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit every day, having someone to remind you, and then you'll still go in the evening and fornicate. No, even if you do, you'll come back and someone will remind you your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit, and you will slowly do away with it. So yeah, be accountable to a friend and fellowship. Cheers.
Yeah. We need a support system, that's true. Even in our marriages, we need a support system to keep ourselves proper, to keep faithful to our spouses. A lot is happening these days. You can have a misunderstanding, and there's always a fool willing to welcome you and hug you all over the place. So we need people, not just when we are dating, but we need them even when we are married. Because trust me, temptations come. They come and they be full swing. So yeah, let's be. Yeah, there's someone who has asked here privately, what does it mean when a man stays in contact with you after the relationship has long ended? Does it
Please,
mean he loves you?
please, sorry, before you go to the next, I can't raise my hand because I'm a co-host, right? So you're
Okay.
not seeing me. I just wanted to add something. First of all, I want to applaud the person who asked that question. It's not very easy to share such things, and the fact that they have admitted that it's an addiction is the first step. Normally, admission is the first step to recovery, right? And
Yeah.
I agree with everything you have shared, but in addition, I don't know, I just feel pressed to share it that at many times when there is that kind of repetition, like constant repeated sin, it should take us back to an evaluation of our spiritual lives. Where are you spiritually? So I encourage that person to invest more in their spirituality, because you cannot detach these things. So if, like Trisha said, invest in, don't just go to church and sit there and attend mass. No, invest deeply. Go in prayer, just like any addiction. You need, when you have an addiction for alcohol, let's say you go to rehab, right? So they need to the first step would be to take it to the Lord in prayer, like you advise. So really invest in spirituality, read the word of God. Uh, if they are Catholic and all, confession would be good. And then invest really spiritually, get grounded in the Lord deeply. You can get mentors like you have mentioned, get people to work with. It's really important because this thing is really hard. So you need to be sober. You need to be very sober. You need to be alert mentally. You need to be every day. You walk. If let's say you visited, you need to be alert as you step into that door. Tell yourself, I am abstaining. Like that. You have to keep saying it. You have to keep repeating it every morning, every day. Otherwise, it is very difficult. If you even allow any creep or maybe like a plan B, trust me, you're going. So it's very important to be grounded spiritual, and it helps with all the support system and all, but ultimately the Lord can really help you out of it. That's what I had to add.
Thank you so much, Fausta. Hope Susan has something.
For me, I would also say it is very important to read the signs. There are sometimes in a relationship when it gets to a level that you realize it is a time of no going back. So it's time to realize either way, maybe it's time to officialize things and you guys get married or move to the next level. Rather than continuing, you may actually hurt the relationship in the process of run and hide, hide and seek, hide and seek. So it is important also to read the times that probably it is enough time to date. Let's get to the next level.
That's amazing, Susan. Thank you very much. Yes, the next question is, what does it mean when a man stays in contact with you after the relationship is long gone? Does it mean he still loves you? Or does he want to come back to you? Or maybe he still feels something for you? Please, somebody answer. What do you think it means?
Please repeat the question. Sorry, I didn't get it well.
What does it mean when a man stays in contact with you after the relationship has ended? Does it mean he still loves you? Does it mean he wants to come back to you? Or maybe he still feels something for you? What could it be meaning? Honestly, me, I think if he's staying in contact with you and you haven't got the answer for these questions, then that means you're not communicating enough. What is he contacting you on? What is he saying? What is he talking to you about? If he's telling you he still loves you, he wants to come back, he wants to do all these things, then that's an answer. Then you see, can you go back? Yes or no? You see, eh? So if he's in contact with you just for, like you're talking about Vesige and Bobby Wine, and he's not meaning to do anything, please don't read too much into it. Just leave it at that. But if it's igniting emotions in you that you're starting to build castles in the air, then maybe it's time to first step away until your feelings are resolved. Because this is a relationship which ended. So if he's keeping in touch with you, that's disorganizing you emotionally, then you need to step back and first reevaluate, can he still be my friend? Or it's over and long gone. Because I don't think we need to read in between the lines and assume what people are saying. That's how we find ourselves in assumed relationships. You've been dating someone for 4 years and they have no clue they are your boyfriend. Why? Because everything they said, you attached your own meaning. Everything they said, you attach your own meaning. So the way forward, next time he contacts you, ask, why do you contact me? I'm sorry I be this blunt, but sometimes it's very helpful. You're like, why do you contact me? Our relationship ended. Why are you still contacting me? Do you still want us to be together? Do you still love me? Do you have feelings for me? So that you get the answers that you need. But when you get the answers, it doesn't automatically mean that you jump back in a rebound form or you jump back into a relationship that ended. Evaluate. Why did it end in the first place? Do you want to go back in that situation? Has whatever caused it to end ended? Or has it been resolved? Or it's just emotions and hormones that are pushing you guys back together? You see, so it's all about thinking and knowing your value and worth and meditating, but all in all, pray. Don't let things confuse you anyhow and you just give in because of emotions. Pray, 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 and pray always. That's what I can say. If someone has something to add, we have 10 minutes.
Is there another question?
I just wanted to add something. In marriage, we do face these challenges. I remember about 2 years ago, not 2 years, one started communicating to me. And I made it clear to this person that from his photos on the WhatsApp, you could see he's a young couple. And I just had to make it clear, by the way, and the way you're talking, for me, I'm actually a very married person, and I'm a marriage counselor. If anything, I should just be building your marriage. And as we WhatsApp, I just saw this person is not getting the point. And he was like, it doesn't matter. Because you're from the north. For him, he was from the west. You are Catholic. Eh? And I saw we are getting nowhere, even when you put your point clear. So the only thing I had to do was to block this person. Because you have to take some steps, which are radical, if I may call it. Because as Liz said, the other person, sometimes they want to just continue disorganizing and testing whether, disorganizing your life and playing around with your emotions. They're not really up to the good of you. If it is quits, let it be quits. And then you really reduce the level of communication. Surely if it's something every day, I think that's it may be okay, because we say when you break up, you remain as friends and maintain the dignity of the other person. It's not like finished with you and you put them in a recycle bin, never to be looked at again. But you can continue communicating at a certain level, and you just make your points clear that this is me, this is that. On the other hand, I do have a classmate who had a mental issue, and somehow he's not been able to join our group, our class, our group WhatsApp, our WhatsApp group, and somehow he's isolated. His marriage broke, but because before he had that mental breakdown, he had made a statement like, if you, Monica, if your marriage doesn't work out, know that I'm waiting. So somehow I saw he started communicating again, but I really keep it at a level. And the time he says we should check on him, I'm saying, I have to come with Deo. Are you ready for us? And if when he said he was not ready, and there you close that chapter. So it is you to determine the level you allow this person into your life, especially if the relationship has ended and you think you're not going anywhere. And sometimes you never know, that may be Mr. Right. So really it's discernment and seeing, because I remember for us, we had a 2-year break from our relationship, but we ended up in marriage. So you can't sometimes totally say that it may not happen again, that you fall in love again. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Doctor.
Liz, there's another question.
Yes, please.
Someone was saying, Liz, for me, my problems are long. How do I schedule a session with you? And how much and how long is it? I think I need therapy for my problems.
Now, that's it. I want to, maybe, yes, we shall share contact, but I also want to note that as we seek for counseling and marriage mentors, and some of these issues, like you're saying, could go beyond just mere counseling and listening and discussing. So be willing and be ready to take the step higher, because for me, anything that's beyond my ability, I'll recommend you to the best professionals for your best help, medical professionals. So if you're coming, please be ready. I appreciate that question. That means that's the first step. My contact is shared already in the chat. We can chat and give you more details. But if you're ready to work on your relationship, please never feel it's too late. There's always a chance, and you can begin as soon as possible. But take all the necessary steps to gain all the help that you need. So that Claire will share the contact and we can keep in touch. Yes, for those of you who are doing marriage counseling, I see a couple married ladies here. So please, let's be advised that some of the issues are beyond just the surface. In case something is beyond our level, let's always advise our people to seek the necessary help that they need from medical professionals. But all of us, with the information we have, with the experiences we have, we can give so much more in this institution and this vocation. Don't undermine yourself, you can help somebody. Because you see how we are discussing here, it's not like we've all arrived. No, we are still breathing, because there's so much more that we need to do in this world. And we face challenges. You see, I've told you Dr. Monica is our management and Dr. Dale What you're hearing, she's also sharing challenges you would think for her now she has arrived in the sky. The thing is, there's nobody who has arrived there. So let's be there for others, even those of you who are single, help other people, because the world is communicating so many things. I love this saying, there's no can fight a war where we are allowing only our opponents to have bullets. You get, we are fighting against a world that's corrupting the marriage institution, a world that is advertising all of this nakedness and all of this immorality, yet for us, we are not willing to do anything about it. Let's organize ourselves. Let's start whatever we can start in our ability and make sure we give back into the community. We give back into our children. We invest in ourselves so that our children will gain something. We invest in ourselves so that our friends around us will benefit. I want to encourage each one of us that we can do this. You get? We can do this. We can do this. So please be encouraged. Start something within your ability and encourage. It could mean just giving a friend a phone call. If someone comes to you seeking advice, you could point them in the right direction. You could give them a contact that will save their life. But let's not underestimate the work we can do in this world. We have so much potential, and the Lord has brought us here not just for fun. I sent out these invitations to thousands of people, but how many have turned up? That means it's a reason. There's a reason why you are the one who is hearing this. There's a reason why you're the one who has read the Bible in the places you've read it and understood it. There's a reason. Let's be motivated to change the world one step at a time, and we can only begin with ourselves. Be the example. Let people come to you out of curiousness. Like, but you used to have sex like no man's business. How did you stop? You see, hey, but I know you. You have 3 kids from 3 men. How did you control yourself and settle? Let people see you and see your life as a testimony. Like, but you're young in a stable marriage. How did you do it? Let people see and be attracted to what they see so that we start enriching others with the good that we know. And of course, you can't do that if you're not living the life. Put in the effort, live the life, and by God's grace, we are going to make it. Yeah, so I see time has gone. We have 1 minute. I would like to thank you all guys for attending. For those who have been with us since morning, it's not easy for an online meeting, seriously. Thank you very much. God bless you. May the Lord enrich us, our relationships, our marriages, our children. May the Lord just prosper us and send us in a direction only He wants us to go. So keep firm, keep strong, keep healthy, and have healthy relationships and healthy marriages. Thank you very much, guys. I'm done. Back to you, Kaka and Trisha.
Yes, thank you so much, Liz. This has been very enriching. Yes. So I'd like to ask, oh, the people are still asking about the number. I shared the contact in the chat already. In case you didn't see it, you can write it down. It's 0779 784570. I've shared it in the chat, and you can also check out. Okay, she has also shared it again. Thank you so much. We really appreciate all the information that you, Dr. Monica, Fausta, all of you guys who have shared the information. Thank you so much. I'd like to ask, are we going to go back to the main room so that we finish there, because the guys seem to be a bit still busy, or do we end our room, just close our room?
No, I had planned we are going to end here. We shall make the announcements here and have a prayer, and we end here so that we go back and meditate on everything we've learned. I'm hearing my husband still talking, so I think the gentlemen still have a lot to discuss, and we bless God for that. Yeah. So if you're done with that, I would like to thank you guys. Thank you for everything. Yeah, you can check out my YouTube channel. Yeah, I'm struggling. I'm trying to pass out the message in the best way I can. Everything is, it's not yet there, but it will get there in Jesus' name. So I have a YouTube channel where I just post videos, and some of the videos we've shared today, you'll find them on the channel. Just reach there, subscribe. It's free of charge to subscribe. Click on the subscribe button, and then there's a bell besides it. You'll keep getting updates of the videos so that you don't miss out on what you might not have heard today. Then secondly, we shall be having other NGONZI relationship summits. So just keep Maso Kultimbi. Shall be communicating to you through social media platforms. Sorry, language kagani. Social media platforms. Yes, so I really, really am happy, and please spread the word. Whoever you feel needs this, you can always send them the link of our next event. Yeah, lastly, we are going to have a prayer, a very short prayer as we go off. Let's humble ourselves in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day, Abba Father. We don't take it for granted. We thank you for everything you've communicated to us. I thank you for the seed you have sown in our hearts. I know for each one of us, even me myself, there's something you have sown in my heart that is going to start to grow starting today. I pray that those seeds do not dry out or be taken by the wolves and birds of God, but they be nurtured and they grow for a better, healthy marriage and healthy relationships for my sisters. I pray, Lord, that you nurse the wounds from our past, that you heal us, King of Glory, that you give us the faith to keep going, that you wipe our tears where it's too painful, Lord, that you bring mentors in our lives that actually will help us to move a step further, that you give us the confidence and we see ourselves the way you see us, Lord. We thank you, King of Glory, and entrust our lives into your hands. Bless us. Bless everybody that we are connected to, our family members, our relatives and friends. Bless anybody that interacts with us, that we shall always be the bearers of good news to help others be better in their marriages and their relationships. We thank you and bless you, Lord. We made a prayer through Christ our Lord. Amen, 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 amen. Kale, good videos as we say bye.
Amen. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye. Bye.
Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye.
Amazing.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. That's amazing.
Thank you, thank you.
Hope
Bye.
soon.
Thank
Bye.
Dr.
Independence.
Monica, we have a pending something.
Dr.
God bless.
Monica, you.
Yes, true. Yes. Yes, we
Mama,
shall talk
Mama.
about it.
Yes,
Yes,
okay.
Hope Susan, hug that gentleman for me.
Sure we will.
Eh? Where is your face? You better show your face, you lady. Hope Sue, where?
Caroline, Mr. has been
Yeah.
tapping our jazz.
Hey. Eh? Ah.
Mr. Kasozi was tapping.
Thank you for the work.
Yeah, thank you, Wambo.
He didn't go to the men's league.
He didn't go. But I suspect some women are also the other
Hi,
side.
Mary Francis.
No, we've been driving the whole session, so that's why.
Hey, it's
Ah.
okay.
He had our things. Aye.
Mm.
Okay.
Learned a lot.
Yeah, we have learned a lot. Ay.
Good to hear on this and the other one.
This one was interesting more than the other one. That means he went there a bit.
He wasn't paying attention. Okay, bye. Happy
It's okay.
Independence.
Kale, you too. You too, you too.
Okay.
Njorim, I see you've joined us. Guys, you want to stay? We can stay and chat.
I always leave last.
And it's me who lives last, so we're going to be here alone. Because the guys are also not going back in the main room.
Ah, okay.
Hi.
The other ladies are still on.
Naya, buddy, how are you?
Molenina. Hi, Molenina. Are you still there?
Molinina must be in the saucepan that she's cooking.
Yeah.
That's why he is slaying, not cooking independence food.
We have been eating from the summit.
Feeding our souls.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It was-
Maureen, how are you? These pictures are deceptive. You'll be thinking someone is on video.
yeah.
You're still in office. You're muted though.
Is that Daisy Navulime, Dr. Daisy?
Now you can hear me.
Hey, yes, I can hear you. Is that Daisy? Please come video
How
to
are you?
Warawiko. I'm very fine. Very, very fine.
Kaka,
Florence is
hi.
saying they're requesting for more summit. Hi, Maureen.
Hey,
How are
yeah,
you,
they'll
Momo?
come. They're going to come.
Kaka, where are you going?
Yeah, I'm still here.
You're
Meanwhile,
threatening to
Liz,
leave.
we have a sister-in-law somewhere among the people who have not put their videos on. So, Dr. J.
Let me uncover them. No, it's okay. Fausta, thank you for everything. Thank you for the sessions. They've been amazing. God bless you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank Mr. Oringa for giving you to us.
He's not
I know
around.
it's a big sacrifice. So he made himself busy.
No, there's a wedding he has gone for, so yeah, it was easy.
That's good. Then you thank Debbie for allowing you to come.
I will, if she understands what that is.
Yeah. So we shall get a concluding session the other side first. Eh?
Okay, we got back there.
Guys, having such a session in an office with people is the worst experience I've had.
Sorry. Very sorry.
Oh, sometimes I would
I
pretend
enjoyed it.
and then
I really had enough
put the
time
phone
today.
down.
Sorry. You see me where I'm hiding.
See, I'm even still working.
So
Choka,
generous.
us who are working on Independence Day.
Yeah, you
Just
work
when
hard.
they're
You're still young. Work hard. When
Not
you reach
even
our level,
carpet.
you relax.
Yeah.
Okay.
Someone say hello to Concepta. Where is
Kaka,
she?
you look like a gangster.
She is a gangster. Didn't you train for us? Gangster.
Let's know. My Claire, I'm
Can we
really giving
do?
to you.
Can we do a duo?
Not really.
Help me out.
We are how many are left?
10.
Hey, people don't want to leave.
Yeah.
Me, I'm not leaving.
Choka, the
Me
men are
too.
still discussing serious stuff. For once, ladies, we are so punctual, my
Let's
friend.
also discuss.
Let's also discuss. You will find they're also continuing thinking we are still discussing.
Yeah, let's discuss. The other phone has jammed. Banange.
You know, you're almost showing us things we don't want to see.
There's nothing in office you can't see.
Yeah, it might fall down and show us things.
I am wearing jeans, dear.
Oh, Lord.
Claire,
I am doing all this because
Where are you?
people have stepped out.
Mm.
we're in another zone. Eh?
Sorry,
It's winter that side.
Yo, it's winter. So cold. So cold is very cold.
Claire, at some point, my father wanted to join the sessions. Hope you guys didn't allow him in.
I couldn't.
My father can't hear me saying sex things, but how will I face him after?
Yeah, I'm
How did he make you?
In fact,
He's the one person I didn't want to come.
Does he know you have kids?
Yes, but I want him to still think that it was divine conception. I'm still his innocent girl. So Okay, guys, me, I'm
But what
leaving.
are men discussing?
Let me go and try and tap. Let me leave, guys. Bye-bye. Blessings.
Bye-bye.
See you in the next summit. Hope you'll come with a
I
friend,
can't
a
wait.
boyfriend, a husband,
Mine
A
is
mama.
a mother.
Mine is the
Bye-bye.
other side.
All right, bye guys. Thanks for everything. It
Bye.
was beautiful.
Bye. You guys are still here. I wanted to check out the original group
No,
to see
you
which
have
people
gone
are
to the main group. That's what I did exactly.
I also came to check out for remaining here.
Okay, guys,
Go home.
enjoy your Independence Day. See you at the next summit. God bless you. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for preparing it. It was
Amen.
nice.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Bye, Charles. Sempagala. Bye, my lovely husband. Oh, I see him here. Bye, baby. See you in the next room. Claire, MC1.
Bye.
Bye, baby.
Claire,
See you.
MC1 is here.
Kale, guys.
I see you in the next room. Which room are you going to after here?
The next room. Hello, bye.
Okay,
Thank
bye,
you, guys.
Thank you so much, Emugisas. This is amazing.
Thank you. Thank you very
God
much.
bless
You've
you.
done us a great solid. Thanks.
All right, bye.
Bye.